What are you doing, y'all? My name's Elijah. Welcome back to another video. You know, you got one of those friends that look out for you when they're looking up on the interwebs and stuff like that, and they see something that you might be interested in? Well, thanks, buddy. I don't know why I did this. All right, are you ready? Let's see it for the first time together. Just kidding, I've seen it for a little bit. So this is I think it's a Baja Warrior. It could be a Massimo, but I'm pretty sure it's a Baja Warrior of some kind. And it's modified. It's definitely modified. Perfection. This one got me laughing real good. It's governor bypassed. Real professional. You know, leave in the comments, how much do you think I paid for this? Like, an honest question. Post in the comments how much I paid for this thing. Because I'm not going to say how much I paid for it. I want to see what people think I paid for this. Anyways, we got Dolly here, and she's loaded up on parts. And to keep everything a little bit cheaper, or free pretty much, all these are just donated parts, really. The only thing that's really actually money is this. That was like $100. This is a Go Power Sports like Mega Moto Coleman Universal Split Sprocket hub, and it's a 68 tooth. I plan on straight chaining this thing instead of having a jack shaft or torque converter. But everything else in here is just spare parts, you know, gas tanks, spare parts, whole bag of just random knick-knack pieces, hoses, lines, governor pieces, pull rope cords, stuff like that. Just all spare pieces. Let me sit on it, see how I look. I haven't sat down on it yet. I usually do that. I buy something I've never sat in yet. You saw the forks go down? She's really nice. I think they made this for a kid or something, because these foot pegs are way too high up. I think that's what they intended to do. They cut them off and relocated them. I'm gonna do something about it. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna move them down there or put them back here, so they're kind of like that. Something like this. I don't know. Have them more forward. This is a nice bike. It feels pretty good. Yeah. I think I'm gonna put them like right there. Something like that. So it's one of those things. The guy didn't know anything about the engine. I don't know anything about the engine. This doesn't work. Why do I keep buying stuff that has things that don't work? Like the pull rope, like that Murray I got. Also, not to mention, this pull rope has been, yeah, fine, it works. Well, we're just gonna stop dilly-dallying and see if we can get this engine to run. Start getting my tools out. I did air up the front tire, and it appears to be holding air. The rear tire, however, has no valve stem at all, so it won't hold air. Go ahead and take the seat off. it's nice to have a cheap bike so you don't really have to worry about scratching it up or anything. Get out of that. Well, where do we start? I mean, we're gonna deal with that first. I did notice the engine was loose. I think. I sure hope it's not like the frame is bent or something. Oh no, there's just like one bolt holding the whole engine down. Yeah. There's just one bolt holding the whole engine in place. Fine, that's fine. Oh, you know, those things have never been torn off before. Nope. What's behind door number 1? Something fell out. Isn't that part of the... Oh yeah. They broke. The little fingers that come out and catch on this little flywheel thing, they snapped off. I wonder if the engine got like stuck and they were just trying to jam it and it just broke. It's either got really good compression or it's hydrolocked. No, you hear that gurgling? Oh, watch. Did you see it? Oh, hold on. Well, I saw like a liquid coming out of the exhaust. That's why I turned it over that way. I think they're the same things. I hope so. Yeah, they are the same things. Sure is not lining up. Just jam it in there and hopefully it catches some threads. Oh, not to mention, it's like, oh man, it's like missing half of the screws that hold on the fan shroud. We'll just rob one out of the valve cover. This thing is supposed to be hooked up here. Does it really matter? No. Let's check to see if it has oil in it. Does it? Oh, there she is. Well, it's got something in it. Just make sure you spill it all over the place. Oh, I can't even see. Just I mean, it was only like quarter filled. Yeah, it's got oil on it. It's just I know a lot of people would probably like at this point would check the spark, but there's an easier solution, and it's just dumping a little bit of carb spray down the carburetor and see if it farts and coughs and putters and stuff. So let's do that. These knockoff clone engines, they're pretty dang reliable, and for them to not have spark is a very unlikely thing to happen. So I'm pretty confident that it has spark, as long as the switch works and it's not grounding. Oh, it doesn't even have an air filter. All the horsepower, and there's like water down in it. On. All right, let's see what happens. That sounded like a knock. Did you hear it? I don't know if you guys heard that. It might be the clutch, but I don't know. Well, at least it runs. I don't know, guys. That little clunk it did, I didn't like. It could have been just the engine like smacking against the frame when it was jolting back. Oh, you know what? It could have been this, making a little bit of tap, 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 tap. I'm just gonna say it's like that and keep going. I want to see if that clutch comes off. I hope that's not welded on there, because that looks suspiciously like welded into place. Find the compression stroke and give her a couple knockaroonies. I think it's gone. Yep. That's actually a pretty good idea. Huh. Oh, yes. Come on. Oh, that clutch is so worn out. You see that? You see that play in it? Whee! There you go. Oh, that's definitely not the right thread. They just shoved whatever they can put in there and called it good. It's supposed to be a standard 24 thread 5/16, I think, something like that. And the reason why I did that is so I can turn the clutch around backwards, because that's what I need to do to make it line up to the rear wheel. Let's start taking this apart. Nope. I don't think this engines have actually ever been taken, messed with. I think it's just bought, they messed it with it, and that's it. Sat around. Because all these bolts and nuts are still tight. You know, they still require some kind of tool. A lot of times they're loose. You can use it like a screwdriver just to undo it. We'll find out in a second. We'll look at these gaskets and see if they actually been torn and replaced, or if there is any gaskets in there. Ta-da! Yeah, there's a gasket. There's also a leaf in there. I'll make your engine run great. I don't think that's what they meant by going green. While we're at it, let's just look at that spark plug, see what it looks like. I don't know. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah, looks fine to me. I'm sure most people would just replace the spark plug entirely, but we're trying to do this in a budget, so, you know, we're not trying to spend much money roonies on this. And then while we're here, we'll take this carburetor off. And whatever this contraption is right here. And inside the carburetor looks good. I mean, it's just it's the throat of the carburetor, so it can be just a whole different story in the bowl, but you can look down in there and it's clean. Same up here with the choke. It's clean down in there. You see the Volturi down there, the little brass piece. For S's and G's, we'll open it up and see what it looks like. I think that's water coming out of it. No, it's water. But if it's recent, it should be fine. It's not like the Murray where it was like, it sat there for 20 years with water in it. And I'm just working right on the ground. I don't have a nice workshop or anything, so kind of just doing this where the snakes live. All right, this is a GX200 clone carburetor. They're pretty dang bulletproof for what they are and super easy to work on. So I'll show you how to work on these. These are pretty easy to work on. That is your drain plug. So when you're done using your lawnmower, pressure washer, whatever, you use that to drain the fuel out of the carburetor. All right, that's not bad. I mean, I've seen worse. And we do have an emulsion tube down in there. Where did I put those pliers at? Oh, right next to me. Oh, and there's my choke lever. This should just lift right up. And that needle looks fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Now there's water in there. You can see it kind of slushing around in there. Other than that, I mean, you guys can see that the bottom of that carburetor, well, the top of it, it looks damn near new. Now this part is all gummed up and gross, but yeah, we're gonna clean that out. Let's see if I got a screwdriver that'll go down in there. I don't think so. Got a screwdriver that can fit down in there. This should just come out any second. There we go. Here is our main jet, and then emulsion tube should pop out. I'm gonna have to pry it. Go down in here and push it down. There she goes. There we are. So these are the key culprits that make your engine not run. Is the emulsion tube and the main jet. There's also the idle jet, which is located right here, right behind the throttle stop screw. We'll take this out and I'll show you. Did you guys remember how many turns I was in? Because I don't. It won't be that hard. We'll figure it out. And then you take a screwdriver and gently pry it up. It's made out of plastic, so don't try. And this is your idle jet. So when your engine's idling, it transfers over to this one. And that's basically just the carburetor. That's about it. Now you do have a sediment bowl right here. And this is new to me. I've never opened one of these up. So let's learn together. I haven't opened that up before. I never usually have any issues with them. But let's look at it together. I've never looked into this thing before. Might be a spring in there, I don't know. And it's a sediment bowl. At least what I've been told is what it does. That's a good idea that I did, because it was full of water. Yeah, good thing we took that out, because it would have just been putting water right into the carburetor bowl. I don't have air compressor with me right now, so I'm kind of just on what is it called, hopes and dreams that this thing will just act right and work correctly. This is the emulsion tube, and we're just gonna look down in this. It's clear on that side, and then I know you can't see it, but I'm checking the holes on the side, make sure they're not clogged. And they're not, but I'm still gonna go and... There was a few people asking me where I got this, which is actually like the miniature drill stuff I got from Amazon. And it's just I think this was under a jewelry drill set, and it's for like miniature drill bits and stuff like that. But I've also seen in the comments on Amazon and eBay that people use these for drilling out jets and cleaning them. So that's what I've been using it for, and it works. But this part I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use a little bristle off of this little wire wheel. I'll get closer up to the camera so I'm not having to edit later in a video. What I'm doing is just taking this and just shoving it through and cleaning them out. If I can find the other side. If I can find the other side. But that's all it is. I'm just taking this and cleaning them out. That's all you're doing. Right? Alright, you got the basic idea. And then we'll look at this jet. I don't think I'm going to mess with that. Looks fine to me. And put all this back together. Goes right back down in that. And then put that in there. Don't cross thread it. You can only do this once. Don't do it the wrong way first time. doesn't need to be in there super tight. It just needs to be in there tight enough that it's not going to come undone, but don't just crimp it in there. Just look good. I don't think they really need to be cleaned. They look fine to me. It could have been just waterlogged and that's about it. It's not pretty, but it'll work. And it just pops right back in. I have no idea how many turns this was pulled out, so I'm gonna say 3 turns. Oh no, let's just do it from the dirt. It was left on there. See what I mean? The dirt, there's that line. Let's just go and be flush with that dirt. There you go. Perfect. And then this guy goes back here. Put this through the bowl. Just give it a little cleaning roots. So, you know, you see all this junk that's down in here, and kind of like that corrosion stuff. And as long as it doesn't come off, this is just fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. And there is a certain direction you should put this on, because I've heard it can cause the bowl to get stuck, but I've also seen it where it doesn't matter. So I think it's, let's see, it would be on the engine that way. So yes, I would want it facing this way. Pretty confident. I think this carburetor is just going to be just fine. Alright, that is a GX200 clone carburetor, cleaned and serviced. Let's put it back on the bike. Alrighty, so we're back over to the governor over here, and it's the throttle linkage. It's bad. It needs to be fixed, so we're gonna fix it, and I'll show you how it's supposed to look like. Or we'll laugh at this while we're on that way, because I've never seen this done before like that. That's an interesting way of doing it. Most people do it from right here on these holes, and they'll bend this around to get to bypass the governor. This is your governor arm right here, and there's supposed to be a rod, which is this guy right here, and they did modify it. Looks like, yeah, they did modify it. And it's supposed to run here to your throttle. Butterfly valve right here, that's on the carburetor. And there's this little spring that it acts like a little bit of a return spring. This is your mainspring right here, and that's what people put a zip tie through it. And that's all you really need to do a governor bypass, is just to zip tie that spring close, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Or put a solid rod from here to there. That will work as well. They did all this work for really nothing. They could have not have done this all. Yeah, it was just taped on there. There was no hole it was in or anything. It was just totally taped into place. This we can reuse. A throttle, I don't know. This looks like a motorcycle throttle. Did you hear my wrist popping? I'll take this governor spring off. And then your governor just kind of just free floats right now because it's not hooked up to anything. I know I brought a pair of wire cutters with me somewhere. Yeah, there's going to be a few things we're going to have to get for this thing, and a throttle cable is going to be one of them. We're going to have to get a new valve stem on this rear tire, and I think that's about it so far that we need for sure to get this thing to run and drive. From here on, it should be pretty easy, because all this is factory right here. It's all normal. It's like, see, that's what it's supposed to look like. And we got a bunch of governor arms in here and springs and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's the right one. I think so. Yeah. Goes down there. And then like kind of stretches a good bit and then hooks up to the carburetor. Put this back on. It's a little funky to get this thing into place. There we go. Spring goes in that little tiny hole right there. And this governor spring under here. No, you can't see it. Oh wow, I actually did it. And that's it. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna loosen this guy. That's better. I hope this fuel tank works on this, because this mount it's got on here is not like the others at all. Yeah, it's one of those silly engines that do that. Can we just... It feels so wrong to do. But it works, you know? That's all that matters. The governor is not being squashed. No, it doesn't look like it. Let's put a gas line on it. I got myself some hose now. I don't recommend using clear hose. Maybe a solution on fixing that that valve stem on the rear tire. That looks good, right? Nobody's gonna see it. Real professional looking. For anybody that is curious, this is a non-Hemi Predator. I think it's a Predator. Let's put some gas in her and see if it works. We don't have any throttle. We only have this little arm sticking out. But that should be ready to go. Just put a little bit in there. Be good. Lift this up. There you go. Hopefully it doesn't do a runaway, because that would suck. Is it leaking gas? Yeah, it's pissing fuel everywhere. Well, I guess I'm going to start it anyways, because all it's going to do is just going to pee gas everywhere, no matter, because I don't have the lines to do it. Let's see if it catches on fire. Why'd you quit? Why'd you stop running? Oh, you're a sounds like a good engine. Gonna need some loving, but I think it's gonna come around and be a good cheap bike. We're gonna still have to go to the hardware store and get some parts, maybe like 10 bucks. We're definitely gonna need some hardware for the bolts to hold the engine down, air filter. I think I could just make that out of this foam. I need a throttle cable, brake handle, an actual proper fuel line. That's all I can think of at the moment. Does the kill switch work? Yep, that does. I think I'm going to leave it here and make a part 2 of it. This video feels like it's going to be pretty long by the time I post it. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for 100 subscribers. And we're almost up to 10,000 views on that Murray video. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more engine lawn care junk like this. My name's Elijah, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.